Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're all doing good. Guys, if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button for us. Press the bell notification not to miss out on any future videos. And if you do like what you see, give it a big juicy thumbs up, comment down below, and feel free to share the video. Now this week, guys, I'm doing a bumper issue again of issue 26 and 27 of the Star Wars X-Wing build. Now I'm doing this because basically what I showed you last week, it's spending a lot of time basically being on the lower port engine, I think it is, and fixing the fittings to the casing of the lower port engine. Now what I'll do is I'll show through the mags quickly, not go over it too much in detail because it's just going to bore you to hell, because you've already seen these now, these parts, this lower port engine for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think, without looking, and it's just getting a bit boring and tedious now. It'd have been different if I was building it, but because it's a recap, I can understand if you're just switching off or you're thinking this is boring. So what I'll do is I'll go through these 2 mags quickly. At the end of 27, it's asking me to light up the lower port engine, so I'll do that for you just to show you how cool that looks. But as for going into fine detail, which I've done now for the last few weeks on the same part, it's just getting a bit tedious, guys, for me and obviously for you as well. And I'm trying to brush through these pretty quick so we can get some new parts of the build, what you ain't seen yet. And then obviously when we get past those, we'll be building new parts to this X-Wing. So yeah, without further ado, guys, let's crack on with this Star Wars X-Wing build recap. Easy for me to say. Let's crack on. Right then, guys, so let's crack on looking through these mags of this Star Wars X-Wing build, issues 26 and 27. But may I just say first, guys, I'm really impressed with how many views I've got of this recap build, because I know how boring and tedious it could be just recapping over something without building it. But the last couple of weeks, it's gone a bit up through the roof, people being interested in watching this recap, which I'm really happy and proud about. So yeah, guys, keep it coming. Keep giving us them juicy thumbs up, big likes, and if you're not already, guys, please smash that subscribe button, making my dream come true of getting monetized soon as possible. But yeah, really appreciating everything you're doing at the minute, guys. Do really appreciate it. So right, first of all, we'll look through issue 26. I'm going to move, so the seat's probably going to squeak. Yeah, sorry about that. What we'll do is we'll look through these 2 issues, and then I'll try and show you exactly what we've just spoke about in them. So right, let's start off with, in the next issue, again, look, it's going to be the lower port engine, which is what is in this. That's why I'm just going to try and fast track through these now, guys, because it's getting a bit boring for you. Right, we've got something about the Star Wars Rebels there. Yeah, you got good content in these mags. And then you got Poe Dameron, like a little cartoon sketch you could read through. 2 pagefuls there, and then the centerfold you've got inside the sublight engines. That's a pretty cool picture there. And then we come to the instructions of issue 26, the low port engine, which we've been doing about the low port engine, it seems like a donkey years now. That's why I'm just quickly going through it, guys. In this issue there was 17 instructions. Now I can't show you this because it's inside the casing of it. That's why I'm just, like I said, fast tracking through this now, because I can't really say nothing about it because it's already built. Right, to start off then, we had the fishing change upper half, alluvial, these words are so hard to say, alluvial damper, turbo generator body, fission chamber mounting, turbo generator rear cone, hydraulic adjusters, we had 2 of those, turbo impeller blades and turbo impeller. That was the parts we had in this issue. See, I've read through every instruction through this so far, so I think I'm going to do that for you, but try and cut it short. So instruction 1, take assembly from stage 25, which was last week. Yeah, obviously last week's from 26 now, yeah. Together with the alluvial damper and 2 hydraulic adjusters, which are those parts there and that part there. I ain't going to say that word because I don't know if I'm saying it, so I'll just call it the damper. The damper has a mounting hole that matches a pin. You just push that into the casing like so. And then instruction 3, firmly press the parts together, and then you would get that part there. I'll keep the video zoomed in for you guys so you can see the picture because I'm not showing you in reality. And then we'll be on instruction 4. Just get that focused in. There you go. Align the 2 pins on one of the hydraulic adjusters with these 2 holes, making sure the adjusters is the right way around. So that has to look like that. You just put those in those 2 holes there. And then there we go, instruction 5, press the hydraulic adjuster firmly into the holes, like so. Instruction 6, fit the second hydraulic adjuster on the other side. So basically you're doing the same as 5 there, guys. Push them in, no glue is needed. And then we'll be on number 7. 7 and 8, take the remaining parts, should I say, sorry, provided at this time, like that, those parts there. Fit the rear cone onto the turbo generator body, lining up the indicated notch with the projecting lug. So basically that little raised plastic bit would have to go in that gap there you've got in that lug. Just put that little impeller into that hole there. And then we go to instruction 13, fit the other blade into the opposite side. So the same as what was in 12, instruction 12, you're doing the same just on the other side. Pushing it in, no glue was needed. Instruction 14, the turbo impeller assembly should look like this. That would be in what result you'd got by instruction 14 in issue 26. 15 and 16, the fission chamber has a keyhole-shaped mounting hole that fits the pin into the turbo generator. Again, guys, you can see this raised bit of plastic. It was all about just pushing it into the hole, and that would be the result you got. Instruction 17, fit the 2 pins of the fission chamber mounting into the matching holes in the collar and on the fission chamber. So this little plastic piece here, you've got 2 pins, but if you are building this, guys, be careful because that was easy to break. Those pins are very little and delicate, but you can see the holes there. I'll zoom in case you can't see that very good. Yeah, those holes there, push them in, no glue was needed. And then that would have been the finished result for issue 26. So we'll move that out of the way for a second. And then we'll go on to 27. Again, guys, I can't show you that what we've just spoke about because it's inside the casing. That's why I'm not going to bother showing you. Next week then, in issue 28, more lower port engine, see internal details of the fusion thrust engine. Oh, joking me. Right, so it might be another double issue next week, guys. We'll see what happens. I just want to get off the lower port engine now. It's getting a bit boring for me, and definitely probably for you. More Star Wars Rebel stuff. Yeah, you got usual content again, guys. Sacy Tin. It's this fella there, I think. Some more cartoon reading. And just 1 page, 2 pages this week. And then we get to the lower port engine again. Finishing the casing, which I think that was in last week's issue as well. Was doing some casing, putting some parts on. And then we're into the instructions. So in this issue, issue 27, You have the lower engine casing, thrust nozzle, locking collar, engine LED, reflector, lens, thrust diffuser, plant on details, which we put on last week. And the first part it was asking you to do is finish the casing. So basically all these parts was going on the casing, which I went through last week, so I'm not going to go through it again, guys, because you don't want to hear me do that again. If you do want to see that, go back to last week, guys, and take a look in the playlist, you'll find it. And then in this issue was assembling the engine, and the first instruction was take the sub-assembly from stage 25 to 26, which was last week, together with all the parts provided with them at that time. So yeah, you'd have took all the parts from last week, obviously, and this is what you're going to be doing this week. Instruction 2, fit the 4 pins on the thruster diffuser into the holes in this lens. So there you've got 4 little pins. I think you can see that from there. If I just zoom in, see those little pins there. Story short, you just push them into the holes in that plastic lens, but be careful because that could crack very easy, or you could snap these pins and then you might have to glue it or something, so you don't do that. Instruction 3, press the parts firmly together, which we just said. Align the assembly with thrust nozzle matching up the notch in the lens with the internal rib on the nozzle. So zoom in, guys, and show you that you've got like a little gap there. That's got to line up with that notch on that piece. Push it in and it'll just go into place, which is the next instructions. If I just zoom in again. Sorry, that sounded like a bomb going off. Somebody had a loud firework. It's been like it all week, guys. Just trying to, there we go. So instruction 5, fit the lens into place, which we just said do that. Instruction 6, that is the result you'd have. You can see the notch there, look, and the gap in the lens just slots in basically. And that would have been instruction 6 done. Instruction 7, uncoil the lead attached to the LED. So basically it was just straightening that out, and then the LED would be gone into the reflector. Like there's a little hole there, you just push that through because that's where it's going to light up the engine. And 9 and 10 is basically what I've just said do. You can see the little lens sticking through, and then the wire at the back, gently just bend that over, but be gentle, guys, because if you put too much pressure you will break the internal wiring and then you're going to have a whole lot of issues. Let's just zoom that out again. And then 11 and 12, fit the plug through this hole in the assembly of stage 25, which is obviously previous issue. Basically put the wire through that square hole like so. So you just push that through. Just a square hole like that basically, but it's being covered by that propeller. That would be up to instruction 12, sorry. And then 13, instruction 13, fit the plug down through the hole from step 12. Yeah, so you come in through one end, out the other. And 14, instruction 14, and feed the wire through until the reflector is in this position. So basically, guys, you're going up through one hole, out through the other, and that's how it's going to look. It's instruction 14. And then instruction 15, you push the plug through the casing basically. So if you can just see that there, you push that through there, through the casing, and then when you've done that in instruction 16, you would attach that piece to the casing. You've got these little hole raised marks and they're just attached to the pins there, and that would have been so far up to instruction 16. That's the result you've been getting. I'm just going to hold that there, guys, because I don't have the light reflecting off it because you can't see it very good. Instruction 17, basically going back to 16, what I've just done, pushed it into place. No glue is needed. And instruction 18, after you'd put that part into place, you would put the lens at the front of the casing, and that's what result you would have got. And instruction 19 and 20, it was just all about putting the two parts together, what you'd already built in previous issues or earlier in this issue. And once you've done that, instruction 21 and 22, that is what it would have looked like. You put the nozzle around it there, and you've got that where that arrow's pointing, you've got a little notch that goes in line with that. You'd know if it was in the right place because it would fit better. It wouldn't go on if it wasn't in the right place. And 22, you put the little collar. Basically, that just secures it and stop it falling apart. And now the best bit is 23. Take the battery box and let's test this LED, see if it works. And just before I get it down, guys, and show it lit up, I don't know if I showed this at the beginning of the video. It's a cool picture, back of an X-Wing. That's after the instructions. It's not a centerfold, so that's pretty cool. That's how this would look when it's finished with all the 4 thrusters, the engines lit up. Pretty cool. So yeah, before I light it up, guys, basically everything we've been talking about through those 2 issues is inside here. And I know we've seen a lot of this the last couple of issues, last 4 maybe. And that's because you've obviously got 4 wings and you've got 4 lower port engines, and 2 of them have been built already. But this is what we've gone over in these 2 issues and last week's 2 issues, or 1 issue last week, yeah. These are the parts, the fittings, which again, guys, look at last week's video if you want to see that, how these was put on, because I didn't really go into detail this week because we've already done it. So those are the fittings, what are on the casing. This would be the collar, what basically pushes these 2 sides. You can just see the crack there, look. Don't know if that comes out on camera, but basically you've got a top and a bottom, and hence why it's keep going on basically about, let me just turn this around and I'll show you. Hang on. Right, this is why we're a lot on this low port engine, because you've got the casing, the bottom casing with the fittings, and then you have the top casing, which it's easy for me to say to yeah. And then you got so you've got 2 sides basically where you've had to put the fittings on, which seems like it's been a bit repetitive, if that makes sense. But inside, that is what we've been talking about this week. There you've got the lens, which you had to push in, and inside this is the low port engine. And you know what, we're going to have to do all this again 2 more times because I've only ever done 2. And if I've got enough issues and I can get the issues, we're going to have to see that another 2 times, because it's 4 times in total, obviously. I like that word, obviously, this week, don't I? I'm saying it a lot. I'm making myself paranoid now. But this is the battery box anyway, so let's have a look what it looks like when it's lit up. Just push this into there. There we go, you can see that lit up there. And it works, thank God. But there you go, guys, look at that. Looks cool. And that would have been it for the build on issue 26 and 27. And at this stage, you would have just had that on its own, being tested to see if it works, which it does, like that. And that's it, guys. Do hope you enjoyed this week's Star Wars X-Wing, guys. This recap of these 2 issues, 26, 27. Well, I should remember that. I've got loads of stuff going through at the minute. But I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If it was worth it at the end, seeing this is what you would have built in these 2 issues. You'd have done all this detailing and you would have seen that. Sorry if I'm blinding you there, guys. It's blinded me, that has. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty bright, that is. Very bright. And you can just imagine 4 of these at the back of the X-Wing when it's built. But let me just put this at the back, guys. But it's pretty exciting to see that lit up at the end. If it was a bit tedious through the video, sorry guys, we're getting there. We're going to get there to fresh parts being built soon. But thanks for sticking with me. There was a lot of views with this X-Wing last week. That's why I thought I'd treat you just to 2 this week rather than just have 1. because it's the lower port engine we've done now for about 4 issues, I think. So I thought I'd give you a bit more this week than just doing one boring bit, and at least we've got to see the lower port engine lit up. So guys, if you're not already, smash that subscribe button, bell notification not to miss out on any future content to the channel. If you do like what you see, give it a big juicy thumbs up, comment down below, feel free to share the video to whoever you want to share it to. But for now guys, for the X-Wing for this week, that is it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.